right, everybody. A tradition on island is the way our community comes together for football. Unfortunately, the effects of the typhoon made not only logistical but also physical damage to our island community. Marv Linder is here, and of course, he is with the Public School League, ISA. And Marvin, thanks for joining me. First of all, so good to see you, my friend. And I know there's a lot of work because everybody's looking forward to football season. The schools themselves, the alumni, the players. But if you're going to do this, you want to do this right.
Yep, Jason. Yeah, we are looking forward to starting football, but it's been one bumpy road for the last 2 months with the storm, with the facilities, with public health issues. It's been really, really hectic, and we don't right as of this moment. We don't even have a football field with lights. But I just got word from Telefofo Mayor's office that we are able to use their football facility if needed on Friday nights. And I think Guam High may have a field. We'll know more after Friday's meeting with all the football athletic directors and find out more about the facilities and such.
Right.
But yeah, it's been hard trying to find places to practice for the kids, and schools can't use their fields. It's been very hectic.
Mm-hmm. Now I know that the only public school right now that does have a operable field would be JFK in Upper Tumon, but even they don't have the lights so that you could have like Friday night games, right?
Yes, they don't have lights at this moment. We're hoping that they will get lights put up soon. After our meeting last week, we realized we didn't have any facilities to play on, and we may have to end up playing day games, which nobody wants to do. It's really hot during the day for the kids, and we're trying our best to avoid that. But we had a meeting with all the athletic directors from all the schools, including Father Duenas and Guam High, and we even had a representative for the officials there, letting them, finding out what they could handle, officiating wise. And so we're trying our best to get it started on. As of now, it's supposed to start the 29th of September. And if we can get 2 facilities open and ready, we will play 2 games a night on Friday and Saturday at them 2 facilities. And hopefully if we get through the first couple of weeks by the middle of October, we should start having the other facilities come up to par and maybe alleviate the situation that we're in right now.
Now, aside from, again, like the logistics and all the phone calls that have to be made and the physical repairs to structures and, like electricity and all that stuff, paramount to your concerns is also player safety. And you want to make sure that these student athletes have actually had enough time in pads, to be game ready. Because the last thing you want to do is like send kids that aren't prepared out there in the field, especially in football.
Yes, exactly. We did get word that a couple schools might not have a team. I was up at Okadu on Monday for cross country, and they had 27 players out there practicing, but they didn't have pads. So I immediately got on the phone with their athletic director and made sure that we need to start issuing them pads so they can start practicing in pads. Mm-hmm. So maybe they may not be ready by the first week of games. Hopefully by the second, but yeah, that's the situation we're in right now. And unfortunately, I know the schools that are currently practicing steady and have pads and so forth is, I think JFK does. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I believe they're practicing. I know Southern is, I know FD is, I know Guam High is, and I know George Washington High School. So them 4 schools are ready to go, will be ready to go by the 29th. Mm-hmm. Hopefully the other schools, JFK and Teason and Okadu, will be ready. If not by the 29th, by the following Friday.
Now, I'm a proud product of the public school system here. I go back a ways, but the one thing that I always, took a lot of pride with me and my classmates and everybody from the public school system was that, when times get tough, yeah, things can be like a little tense and a little stressful, but sometimes that's when the best creative solutions come out. And I know it was at least maybe proposed by maybe a coach, maybe an AD, maybe a player that they said, why don't all of the public schools just consolidate into one big public school team? Is that something that is still under consideration, or should the teams be able to field school teams?
When we had our first meeting last week, Sanchez had only like, I'm not sure if they had 8 or so. Teason had about 12, and Okadu at the time had 6. But now they have 27. So worst case scenario, we talked about having Sanchez combined with Teason so we can have at least another full team out. And if that's the case, instead of having 8 teams, we'll have 7. But 7's better than 5.
That's true.
So we're trying to get as many kids out as possible. And I know everybody's waiting for football. I'm waiting for football. But with the facilities and we had to extend the start of the season a month because of the facilities not having anywhere to practice. Kids, kids didn't start school until 2 weeks late.
Yep.
So that decreased the numbers. It's been stressful, but we're working hard, and we're going to try our best to get it started on the 29th as scheduled.
Now, even though a lot of the things that you have to do, they're a little esoteric. There's specific things need to be fixed. Like specific decisions need to be made. Is there anything that we, the community, the alumni from public schools, the parents, the PTOs, is there anything that we can do to help you guys do your job?
I would suggest they contact their schools, try to get as many network and try to get people out there that could help, that could alleviate a lot of these issues. Like GW, their lights have to be checked. JFK, their lights have to be installed. Sanchez, I had DOE go out there, and they're not playable. Their field is not playable. Southern's high school field is condemned. We have a light pole in the parking lot, and we have lights all over the outside of the field. So it's currently not safe. And so I don't, it's sad that we can't maintain them like we should. And then when a situation like this happens with the public schools, and we had some really nice facilities, and now they're just hoping to get the repairs done in time. Mm-hmm. But like I told the athletic directors and the admin and the officials, I want to play. I want to get football done. I want to make sure they have a full season, because we all got shortchanged last year. We never got to see Father Duenas and Guam High play each other for the championship. Hopefully this year we'll have a full season, even if we play into second quarter, which we currently will be doing.
Yeah, that is the kind of interesting thing about the schedule. It starts obviously very, very late in the first quarter, but it actually is kind of like half in first quarter, half in second quarter.
Yes,
create solutions. And it's a little different, but like the kids do get to play.
Yeah, and I wanted to play in the fall. I mean, there were thoughts of moving it to fourth quarter, and I said I don't want to do that again.
Yeah,
football belongs in the fall, so hopefully we'll get it started and make it through. It's been a struggle since COVID hit with sports.
I know there were some players that reached out to me speaking about fourth quarter football, and they're like, I like the opportunity to go out and compete, but I don't like being in my prom picture with like some bruises I have from like football. I want to look clean for the prom picture and for graduation. I was like, yeah, that's
yeah. I agree with that 100%. And hopefully we will get started on time, I think, and I know we'll have at least 6 teams ready to go the first week. Hopefully, unfortunately, Sanchez was in a predicament because their kids were practicing at Sanchez, and then they had to find a bus get to school because they're double session with JFK. So that hurt their practicing a lot. Kids couldn't practice and then have to get ready and go to school. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'll find out more today at my meeting with the ADs, and then Friday we'll find out more about the facilities and so forth with all the football athletic directors.
Well, like our hearts and our thoughts are with you and all the leadership and you guys getting it done and everything. And like if you need anything from us here, like on the media side, please just reach out, Marvin, because you guys have a lot of work ahead of you, but it is going to be real worthwhile, if you said, for the thrill that is fall football each and every year. And we do deserve that as a community, and the kids do. Yep,
I agree totally. Thank you, Jason.
All right, thanks so much. Marvin Linder, of course, representing the High School Football League, which will be back on the 29th. That is our target, and we're going to get that done. So, Mark, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.